All right, so NECROMOLDS. Check out the Kickstarter with the link there in the description. Today, we're going to take a look at the MUMPS. They're #1 in the series. One of my favorite monsters in the game. If you're curious about the game, you can check out the Kickstarter again, which is linked below. Or you can look, review the gameplay. I did some playtesting gameplay videos of it. It's a new game that I was lucky enough to get to play test and check out. It is up on Kickstarter now, and you can do it. We're going to look at one by one. We'll go by the monsters here that you can make, at least the ones that I have here. Today's the MUMPS. They are small creatures of mud who they're small but scrappy. You can see here is their spell book. They have a Forsaken thing, a little Play-Doh mold. You can see there's some clay in there from some previous battles. Now these are 3D printed prototypes. The final versions will be fully injection molded figures, but for toys and accessories. But these actually work quite well as they are. Here is their stats. You can see their volume is 6. These are their power levels. Basically, that 6 is a rating of how much clay they take up. The more powerful a creature, the more clay they use. Everybody gets the same amount of clay instead of a point system. Everybody starts off with 3 ounces of clay, and whatever monsters you can make with that, that is your army. So these are one of the smaller creatures in the game. I don't think there's many. There may be one piece that's smaller. But they are 6 and 6, the same volume. Their stats, they are 1 melee, 1 range dice, and 1 defense dice. And they do not have any highlighted blue areas, so they do not get any bonus being near things. Commands available to them, they have a move command. They have a short or close distance ranged attack, or you can assign them a medium distance move, but this linked box means of this option, you have to choose one or the other. If you put 2 spell dice on him, if you give him a move command and an attack command, they can make a close move range and make a close ranged attack, or you can choose to give them, if you put a move dice on them, if you don't want them to attack, they can move a medium distance, which is helpful for getting around and getting into melee. They're good if they're small enough that you can have a whole army of them and them getting into melee, and they're mobile. Or you could choose to give them a short and a medium move command, and they can move twice. But you can't do a short. If you do a medium move, you cannot do a close range attack. These are linked. You have to choose one or the other in this box. But so yeah, that is the MUMPS in a nutshell. Let's take a look at how they mold. We'll take some clay here. And you just Clint has given tips on how to mold properly. So it's easier if you just make a small ball. And this is actually even right here is too much clay. You don't want to use too much clay because you can stress the hinges. Although again, with the final product, it might be less of an issue. But you take the clay, kind of roll it into a ball. You don't want to just mash it into there. Let the book do the work for you. And then take it, just kind of smush it down on the hinge. Squeeze it together. Let's make some MUMPS. Make sure it all gets out. Make sure you squeeze it nice and good. Open it up. And we'll pull our MUMPS out of here. Get all the excess off first. And pop out one MUMP. Oh, he bent a little bit, but that's okay. And pull out our second MUMP. And there they are. You can clean up the excess with a tool. You got a little masked MUMP with a couple of axes and another masked MUMP with a sword. This is what they look like. These are the two. They are equal in power, and you can have like I said, they're small enough you can have a whole army of them. They can move quite a bit, and they're cool little figures. And let's see how they smash. We're going to take our spell ring. This is the beetle, which I'm super cool that without even knowing how much I love beetles, Clint included the beetle ring in my playtesting kit. And when they lose, they can fight and be victorious. But if they lose, let's check out how the MUMPS smash. So now they get smashed into little beetles on the battlefield. And are of no use to my army anymore, aside from maybe tying up or hindering the movement of fellow armies. But they are smashed, they are dead. But there's a look at the MUMPS in NECROMOLDS. Check out the Kickstarter, support the game, and hopefully by the end of the campaign we'll be celebrating a successful one, and we'll all be able to play with the Mud Mumps and various monsters when it releases.